Hey there everyone, what is going on? It is Zazzri today, bringing you Season 2, Episode number 8 of my Chelsea career mode. So we'll start off with the gameplay here. We've got a match away from home against QPR, and I was going into this needing the 3 points, simply because, it's getting close to that title race, and I really would like some... I want some feedback. I'll just talk about the gameplay quickly, and then I'll ask for your guys' feedback. First off, David Luiz with a sloppy challenge there, gets himself a yellow card and gives them a penalty. Cisse, this was a pretty BS penalty, to be honest, if you watch it. Fair enough, it did deserve to be a penalty, but watch it. Okay, so he goes to where you're looking at it, to the left. I also dive that way, yet he doesn't save it. It wasn't like miles above me, it was barely above me. Why didn't he save it? How was I supposed to save that? Typical FIFA, I don't understand that at all, how that did not get saved, but it didn't, and it was against the final bits of the game, and I was really needing a goal here. I'd at least needed a draw out of this game, and Danny Sturridge, using all the pace he's got, smashes it into the sort of side netting with his left foot, and that's a 90-minute goal. It's always good to see those sort of goals, and they always make me happy when I see them, because it's like, yes, get in there, we've just saved something out of this game. So next up we're against Bayern Munich, and the first leg score was 3-3, so that made us going through. If it stayed 0-0, we'd go through on away goals, as this was at home, and it was 3-3 at their home, the Alliance Arena, and that meant that they needed the win here. Unless they scored 3 goals and we scored 3, then that'd make it go to extra time, but basically they needed a win, and we get the goal to start off with Ramirez 27 minutes in, and at this point I was thinking, I'm probably going to go through. I mean, they need 2 goals to go through, but I was cautious because I know it's not always simple as that with FIFA. And in the 70th minute, I thought I'd done well, but Tony Cruz smashes it. I think it gets a little deflection from Cahill, who slid down, and he scored in the 78th minute. And all they needed now was a goal to go through. But luckily, nothing came, and it finished 1-1, 4-4 on aggregate, but we got more away goals. So we're going to face Real Madrid in the final, who beat Dortmund 7-1 in the semis. And that should be an interesting final. Okay, so quickly, this game's a bit boring, so what I want to talk about is what your guys' opinions were. I've done a live comm for the FA Cup final, the last game of the Premier League, because it's all about the different scores, because we could win, but so could there's 2 other teams, I think it's Arsenal and Man United, that could also win. So I did a live comm for that as well, and I also talked about a few things. And did a live comm for the FA Cup final against Liverpool, and I've done a live comm for the Champions League final against Real. So what I'm going to do is, for the Champions League final, split that into 2 parts, simply because it's very interesting. And then for the Premier League last game of the season and the FA Cup final, what I was thinking of doing is as a sort of special for 400 subs, like thank you, kind of put them together. I've also got a game in between that I need to commentate over, which it'll be about a 30-minute episode, maybe 25 minutes. Which will take a lot of rendering and editing and stuff. But what I was thinking is, if you guys want it, I could definitely do that for you. So please, if you're gonna leave a comment, leave it about that. If you want to see that, please leave a comment saying so. Or if you prefer that I just split it up and it was in 2 separate episodes that you could all watch at one time. Because I was thinking, 25-minute, 30-minute episode is a lot, but what you could do is, like add it to your favourites, or save the video, or just come back to it at a later point and then watch it again. From where you left off. Like sometimes I do that. Like you get to say 10 minutes in, and you've seen a game, or you've got 15 minutes in, you've seen the first game, and you think, all right, okay, I'll do something on go out or something, come back to it later. You could do that. I was thinking, but please leave a comment and decide if you want to see that, or if you want it to be FA Cup finals an episode and last game of the Premier League season, like seeing if I win the actual Premier League as one. And then what we've got after that is we've got like the final stats, the squad report, final breakdown of everything, and then we'll be on to the World Cup. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. So next up, we've got a game. Sorry, I just got a drink there. My mouth is getting really dry. Against Manchester City, it was pretty much we've got to win this game, simply because the title race is on. I think they're ahead of us, and we really need the 3 points. But Lukaku with a lovely 3-ball to Oscar, who smashes it on that left foot of his into the back of the net. 17 minutes and we're 1-0 up. Joe Hart really didn't stand much of a chance. I'm pretty sure no keeper did. And I was actually surprised Oscar scored it, to be fair. He's getting pulled back, and generally when you're getting pulled back and you don't have a clear shot, it's not as simple as just smashing it. But he did. He gave us that 1-0 lead, and then we kept pressing. The steam train, the absolute monster that is Lukaku, he gave us that second goal, that 2-0 lead just 3 minutes later, which is like seconds in FIFA pretty much. Because I've got 4-minute halves. Yeah, that's pretty amazing to be 2-0 up against Man City. That's pretty outstanding list, and I was pretty surprised at that. But Lukaku is an absolutely monster. His finishing isn't too great normally, but he finished pretty well there, and I was pretty surprised that he did, to be honest. So that gave us 2-0 lead, and it's just going into half time. Lukaku again with a great bit of play, passes it to Sturridge. Sturridge has the shot and scores. So we're going into half time 3-0 up, and I was telling the lads, I was saying, come on boys, you're doing brilliantly. All we need to do is keep going with this, and we're sure to get the win here. It's unlikely that they're going to score 3 to come back and get the draw, or even get the win at 4 goals. It's just not going to happen, is it? I'm getting a drink, my mouth's getting so dry. And yeah, so Lukaku has the shot there. He actually missed, but I think it was a corner or something. Yeah, it was. And I didn't know why David Luiz never really takes it, but yeah, it comes back out to Hazard, and Hazard boots it, and it just went into the back of the net. Like, it's one of those goals that I don't know how it really happened, but it did. And yeah, that made it 4-0 to us. And yeah, I was pretty happy at this point. I was pretty surprised that we were 4-0 up against Man City, but we were. And unfortunately, they did actually score. We conceded a goal, and it was Jack Rodwell, who not someone you'd expect to score, but he did. 87th minute, and he scored a goal to get it to 4-1, which was pretty annoying, to be honest. And I was pretty frustrated at that, because you always want to keep a clean sheet in games like this, but we didn't manage to do that, and that's how it ended 4-1. With Hazard, Sturridge, Lukaku, and Oscar getting the goals for us, and Jack Rodwell getting the goal for them. So 4-1, it gave us a great little lead. And as I've said, I wasn't going to say many games, but I was just so excited to get to the, I've got the last game of the Premier League season. I've got the Champions League final, all this. But I decided to sim a couple of games. Firstly, against West Brom, Sturridge getting a red card, which is pretty annoying. Hazard getting 2 goals, and Royce getting a goal, which is good. And 3-0 is how it finished away at home from West Brom. That's a pretty awesome result, to be honest. Arsenal getting the draw, you can see there. Or is that latest scores? That's latest scores. I'm not sure if that's how that finished, but yeah, away from home, 3-0 victory was very good. I was just so excited to get to like the next game that I just like had to just like sim it. I just could not wait and play it. And then we've got a game against Newcastle here, who I knew I was going to win. I think they had quite bad form lately or something like that. That's how I knew I was going to win anyway. And we've got Hazard getting a goal again, so that's pretty awesome. He's top scorer, I think, so far. Kakuta getting a goal, Lukaku getting a goal, and Pato getting a goal. Pato never gets goals. The only time he gets goals is if I sim matches. Anyway, guys.